Alright, homios. What's up, Tomboy Official? Decided to be a little productive while driving Uber Eats this Friday because I'm starting the job Monday. I don't know when I'm gonna do Uber Eats again. I don't have any idea I have no idea what's going on with my schedule. But yeah, starting a new job means, I need some kind of work attire. And being as I am, we all know when you're not really following gender norms as far as clothing, what you kind of have to deal with. Now, I think I've mentioned it on here, if not elsewhere, that at the very least, this job, I went through a training already last week, and part of the training did mention that work sites cannot discriminate based on gender presentation, which is including clothing choices, clothing decisions. Now, what that exactly looks like, I don't know. But I think way back in the day, it must have been multiple years now, but I don't remember the exact length of time. I believe it was Jess. I believe it was her who had this interview on, I don't know what, it looked like they were recording like a video conference of, I don't know if it was Jess or it was somebody a long time ago talking to like maybe 2 or 3 of their friends, and it was one of their earlier videos where they were talking about the experiences of people needing to work and wearing work attire. And I just specifically remember this comment that one of those people made about somebody saying to a female, like this person identified as a woman, female, but wore more masculine presenting clothing, and they were asked by a superior staff, why aren't you wearing a blouse? Like, particularly a blouse, not necessarily why doesn't your shirt have a collar or buttons or whatever the dress code was, because it sounds to me like they were wearing professional attire, just the shirt they were wearing wasn't necessarily, it wouldn't be considered a blouse. I don't know if it was a button down, a button up, like what it was, but it wasn't a blouse. And so this was a long time ago, and I feel like people weren't really having these discussions. And I've been out of the workforce, not so much out of the workforce, but like out of the typical corporate America. I've been just out of the loop, in all honesty, because I haven't been working in an office in so long. I haven't had to wear a lot of professional attire since, it's 2024 now. The last time I remember wearing anything even remotely professional looking, if I'm not counting Zoom interviews where I wear like a top so they can like see that I've got like a collar or something, like it's gotta be before 2020. Like when I was working, so like May of 2020 would have been the last time that I worked in an office. So it's already been almost 4 years when you think of it since I've worked in an office where I've had to at least somewhat consider what I was wearing. But at that office, I think the dress code was no flip-flops, no shorts, and like you couldn't wear shorts, like pant shorts, and you couldn't wear, I don't think you could wear graphic tees. Like you could probably wear I wore plain tees a lot. I would wear those kind of like fitness, like workout t-shirts that kind of look dressy almost, like they're just like a solid color. So I would wear like the solid white t-shirt, or not white, but like the solid, like I had a bright pink, kind of pale pink t-shirt that had like a pocket on one chest, and then I had another shirt, like, you know, those Champion kind of, you know, athletic t-shirts you can get. I liked them because they were kind of more fitted, and they were from the guys section at like Walmart. But I had like a purple one, and it was kind of smaller fitted, and then I had like a black one that was fitted, but it was like longer, like down, like the sleeves were a little longer and the waist was a little bit longer, and it was like a fitness shirt. And then I would usually wear jeans that were like not blue jeans, but like black jeans, brown color jeans, or like just like pants that were not jeans. So like those different types of like slacks that you could get from like Marshalls and Ross that weren't I had one pair of chinos, and then the others were mostly just like more fitted jeans. Like they weren't skinny jeans, they were just slightly fitted. Like they weren't baggy, but they weren't tight either. Like they kind of just looked like slacks almost. And I wasn't wearing like the ones with the pleats, like the pleated slacks. They were just, you know, Dockers type of pants. And I would wear sneakers usually. I had these bright pink sneakers at one point. At another point, I had those kind of shoes from Target that were like slip-ons. I'm trying to count my blessings here. I'm not trying to be like super negative, because I know the work opportunities are slim and few and far between. So to be getting full-time work that even pays a little more than what I was getting paid, even though it's not the exact pay I was looking for, it's easy for me to look at like, oh, it's not what I was looking for. But also my expenses aren't as high as they used to be either. So I technically don't need that much money. I don't need as much money as I'm seeking to get at this very second. I mean, yeah, for the future, to reach a lot of my goals, I'm definitely going to need that pay. But at the moment, I don't technically need that pay, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like, I'm living with my family, so it's like there's a lot of stuff that I'm not really, you know, I'm not with the roommates. I'm not, you know, like all the costs of living are so much lower right now for me. But everything is so expensive. So that's why I'm out trying to do deliveries to make up for some of my expenses that I just had, work-related expenses, and I haven't even started. So let me just get into some of those expenses. Then I'm going to talk about some of the choices I'm making for what to wear. I would love to take some photos. I don't really know if I'm going to go that far. I would love to link, and you'll see if I do it or not. Because I think I have a blog connected with this freaking website. With this podcast, I don't even know, because I honestly have not kept up, as we all can tell. But I think I have a blog associated. And so if I take photos, I'll post it on the blog. I don't know yet. I'm just talking because I'm trying to conserve energy. And today I just didn't have a lot of energy. I just haven't had a lot of energy. I'm in a mode right now, the last couple weeks. Kind of like, you know how you feel when you have final exams and then like you just pushed, grinded all the way up to a certain point. And then you're like, okay, I got this break for like a week or two before I've got a next session starting. That's literally how I feel. It's like my brain and my body is like totally on like shut down right now. And I don't want to say it's in a bad way, but it's totally in a shutdown mode. I'm totally just like, you know, it's just like, that's how your mind and body protects itself, and that's what's going on with me right now. My mind and my body is attempting to protect itself from overload, because I'm about to start potentially one of the most busy 2-week periods that I've had to deal with in the past maybe couple years. Not that I don't, and you guys know, it's not that I don't stay busy, but it is a little different when you're busy for yourself versus someone else, you know, dictating to you when you need to work and when you need to be free and when you need to answer the phone and when you need to be here or there. I haven't had that in a while. Like, other than appointments, which are, you know, few and far between, I haven't had a lot of necessity in that area. But yeah, I'm trying to find a parking place in the shade. There's no freaking shade over here. The only shade is in an area where I don't get any reception, so I wouldn't get any orders if I parked over there. But the car's kind of cooled off, so let me see. I'm gonna park just where there's parking. I'm just so tired right now. But let's see. Alright. I'm gonna park here for like a second. So, alright, let's talk about it. Let's talk more about this. So, expenses. Expenses for me, I spent about $16.99. Well, $17 because they didn't want to give me the 99 cents. So I spent $17 even to avoid. I think they wanted the change or whatever for Salvation Army. And because it was Salvation Army, I let them round up, but it was $16.99 for a blazer. Female fitted blazer. It wasn't that fitted though. I tried it on top of one of my polo shirts, and it fit enough. It closes. I could close the buttons comfortably. I should have practiced sitting in it to see how it felt, but I didn't. But it's not like super tight. It was hard finding one that didn't have like a high back to it, or like those weird like 3/4 arm length sleeves, or like a weird kind of tux cut in like that little penguin suit cut in the front, or like just or like those weird extra shoulder pads, or any weird thing. Like I was like, I just want a blazer that it doesn't look too sleek, but it doesn't look too casual. Like I didn't want like tweed. But you know, I found one. It was like $17, and okay, that was fine. I spent $30 on a pair of freaking, let me see what these even are. Just now at Walmart, they're a pair of shoes. These are, they're unisex. It says genuine leather, Enduro Pro, anti-fatigue footbed, tread safe, slip resistant shoes. They were, let me see the receipt. The receipt says total $30.78, 10% tax, so it's $2.80 tax on shoes that are $27.98. I'm keeping this receipt. I got these shoes because I'm like, I need something. So basically they're black. If you could imagine the style of Vans, pretty much, those slip-ons, but they're black with like the glossier side of the leather showing, and just black soles with a little white or dark gray trim, like a light gray trim. So they look almost like they're professional, but they're walkable. I don't know if I'm going to be walking or standing or what I'm going to be doing. They're not the most comfortable. They're size 8 women's, size 7 men's. They're not totally uncomfortable though. I tried walking on, like, they're stuck together with those little, tags and stuff. I'm not going to undo them until maybe Monday morning or Sunday night. But in case I find another option. But they're stuck together. They're stuck together. The right side feels a little more comfortable to me than the left side. I'm used to a wider toe box. I think they'll be fine though. They're just gonna be they're not too tight or anything. They're just gonna be a bit of a difference because I've been wearing these same sneakers. I've got these Adidas I've been wearing for like years now. I've been wearing these same sneakers. I talked about what they were once. I don't remember off the top of my head. These are, I can't see from this angle. Oh my goodness. I can't see. Let me take it off. The brand is called Terex. carrots. So they're mostly white with some baby blue and some pink and neon yellow. And they're very, very comfortable. I've been wearing them for a very long time. I've worn these at concerts. I've worn these at music festivals. I've worn them at the gym. These are my go-to shoes. I haven't had any problems wearing them. They don't mess up my feet at all. The only thing is if I'm somewhere where I'm standing for like multiple hours unable to sit, of course my feet hurt, but it's just from the standing. It's not necessarily because of the shoes, and that's the only time. Other than that, I don't think I've had any complaints about these shoes, and I have them kind of laced up so I can just like slip them on, slip them off. They're not like super tight. They can be tighter, but they're tight enough that they stay on. They're just a perfect fit. But they're not very dressy. They can't even be mistaken for dressy. They're like super athletic shoes. So I don't know, dude. I'm not getting any orders. I've been online for like an hour. It's like a dead zone over here, and I don't want to go driving around. I've been online since maybe 11:30 or so, and it's 12:38. I don't think I'm gonna get any orders, but I'm gonna stay online till maybe 1. But yeah, so these clothes, I'm not okay. Positive side, I'm grateful that I could afford them. I got my metal tickets that I sold. I got the money from those this weekend, because there's that concert in Vegas this weekend, and I'm clearly not going. So I just got the money for those tickets, and I got some other money, and I cashed out some of my Uber Eats money. So I'm good, but I got to drive out to the Valley at least Monday. I don't know if I'm going to be, at max I'm going to be there like 5 days a week. So max, on average, it's going to cost me maybe $15 a day round trip and gas. If I'm doing that for 5 days, let me see. If I'm doing $15 for 5 days, I can't even do math in my head right now. That's $75 for 1 week. And then for 2 weeks, that would be $150. Now, am I going to be there 9 to 5? They told me plan to be there 9 to 5, but nobody could tell me like specifically, because they didn't let me know till Tuesday, and they didn't have the schedule then. There are a lot of moving pieces, a lot of people. I just decided let me not keep this whole like conversation going back and forth, because there's too many people between like the recruiters and supervisors and all these other people. And so there's different people responding to different messages, and some people text, and some people call and leave a voicemail, and some people email. And it's like, it just gets to the point where it's like too many people. Did you do this? Did you do that? Like, did you finish this? Did you submit that? And it's like, okay, there's just one person I want to talk to, so I'm just asking the person who emails me so I can have it all in writing. And then I don't want to keep going back and forth between asking different people questions, because it's just getting to be too much. I'd rather just show up Monday, expect to be there all day, and have them tell me my schedule, versus like having to go back and forth between different people telling me things. So I'm expecting I'm going to spend about $75 a week on gas, $150 for 2 weeks while I'm in training, having to drive to the Valley every weekday. And then I'm pretty sure it's paid training. If it's not, I'm prepared. That's why I'm doing Uber Eats, just to make that extra couple days cash. My goal was to try to make up for the money that I didn't make today. My goal was to try to make up for the expenses from today. But I did start my day late, so after I talked to my friend around 2 o'clock, I'm probably going to actually end up, going out and doing deliveries around 6 or so, or 5:45 when traffic is, it's not going to get good on Friday, but it'll be better than 5 o'clock. I might get some orders around 6, so I might come back out around 6, see if I can fit in another hour, see if I can do 6 to 7 or 6 to 7:30 or so on Saturday, and maybe do lunch on Sunday. I don't know. I'm debating if I do anything Saturday or Sunday because I really don't want to overdo it. But I was hoping to be able to cover the cost. It's not that I don't have money. I just like to even out my costs with things. So I was hoping to cover the cost of these $30 shoes, or at least the $17 jacket, some blazer. Now I have my old button-downs, button-ups. There's a little bit of sewing that's going to have to go into place for some of the, cuffs on the short sleeves. They have when you fold them when you kind of fold over under the cuff, I kind of like that because they have like a little design. But one of them, I have a black shirt with like pink flowers. One of the cuffs is, the threads are kind of coming out. So I kind of want to sew that back. So basically I plan to wear the first day of work these $30 freaking shoes, some dress socks that might be those video game dress socks. I have these black DKNY. They almost feel like an athletic pant, but they look like a slack. They look like slacks. They're from the women's section. They're a little fitted, and they've got this little seam that goes down the front middle of the legs. You know how you usually have those seams on the inside and outside of your leg of the pants? I think they have those seams too, but they have like a decorative kind of seam on the outside that goes like down your knee, down to your shins, like all down the front of the legs and the back of the leg too. So they almost look pleated, but they're not, and they're just like straight leg kind of fitted slacks. They're thin material. So that might be nice to wear. And then I have these other brown jeans that I might wear. All those kind of pants, I noticed that the back of the pants have I've talked about this before, they have a little bit of a split between the pocket. The pocket, whatever's happening there, had a little bit, a little teeny tiny hole. So I need to make sure that I'm not having freaking like holes in the back of my butt. Because I noticed that with some cheap Calvin Klein pants I got way back. There's this store in San Diego. I don't know if it's everywhere, but I guess what I'm surprised about is how much money it costs to buy clothing. I don't buy that much clothing. To spend $30 on Walmart shoes, and then to spend like $17 on a freaking Salvation Army used jacket. I mean, I don't think I'm going to be able to shop in like other stores, because that's already past what I would want to ever spend on anything. Especially because it's stuff I don't even want. Like, I don't want a blazer. I don't want these shoes. They're not really things that I really want to wear. They're just, it's like, I'll feel comfortable in them. That's why I'm going with them. And it's like, if it's temporary and I find out everyone's walking around in like flip-flops or whatever, at least I'll feel comfortable. It's better to be a little overdressed. I don't feel like they're going to discriminate against me based on presentation and style. But even if they do actually take that route and do start to discriminate, at least I know that, there's rules in my favor, that, I'm protected. So that's comforting. I've got a black button down that's got orange on it. These are old button downs, short sleeve button down. I've got another short sleeve button down it's white with the blue flowers. That's probably my favorite one. I'll probably wear that the first day with all the black other stuff. And I don't really know what else. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't really have too much more to really mention on that note. I'm just kind of like, you know, that's kind of those are kind of my options of what I'll have to wear. No hats. So yeah. And so yeah, it says business casual. Always dress to impress on the first day, and then you can gauge how everyone else is dressed. Free parking. And basically bring a notebook and a pen. I did order this stupid like a briefcase, like a cloth briefcase through Amazon. I'm just now remembering that. I think it was like $14. Let me check the price. Because I don't know how the environment is. I usually have this backpack. It's like a work backpack for like your laptop and stuff, but it's kind of small and it's got a lock on it. But I don't know if that looks too childish. I mean, it's black. It was from work. But I just don't know. I don't know what everyone else is doing. I'm not really a like follow the crowd kind of person, but I also don't want to be like too out there, because I know I really don't have a good sense of just good sense in general about fashion and styles. And you know, I'm professional at work, but as far as like being professional with some other things, I just don't know. Like I don't know. There's a part of me that kind of like never became, not never became an adult, but like I just never updated or upgraded, you know, my styles on things. The package is out for delivery. Let me see how much it cost. It's just a briefcase with a handle. It's cloth and it's got a strap. It's a laptop bag basically. 15.6 inches, $22.09. Should arrive today by 10 p.m. It's already out for delivery. So that's kind of the scoop on what I'm dealing with now. I'm getting no orders. It's getting hot in this car. I'm going to roll down the windows, turn off this pod. If I get more energy and creative spark, I will post some photos of some of the stuff I'm talking about here. And I'll post the link down below. If not, then that means, if the link isn't there, then that's going to mean that I just didn't have the energy for it, honestly. But yeah, I've just got old stuff, and you know, I just don't want to like mess up on the first day with something that's so simple that I can afford it, but it's like, this is a lot of money, you know, when I'm considering just gas and clothing. I mean, I'm going to bring my own food. I'm not going to like eat like takeout or whatever. I'm going to bring my own lunch, but it's like, I don't know how people can afford this, you know, like if I hadn't planned for it, I don't know how it's not an affordable rate. Like, you have to really plan for it. This is like, what did I say? $30 plus $22 plus $17 and $15 a day. That's a lot of money just to start training for 2 weeks. And then from there, I mean, I should be getting weekly payouts, but I mean, they have my direct deposit and stuff, but I don't really have the info on how to log into the time cards and all that. I mean, I'm hoping they're gonna set us up with everything. I don't know if they're setting us up with gear on the first day. Because I'm going through a recruiting company. I think they're shipping it to me, but I just don't know. I don't know when the gear comes. I don't know what the gear is gonna be. But I'm guessing they're not just gonna send me like a laptop and a mouse or whatever, and no like bag to carry it in. So that's why I'm kind of like hesitant to have this briefcase, because I'm like, I don't know if I really need it. But I'm gonna bring my own laptop. I'm gonna bring my own charger, my own notebook, and just lunch and some snacks in the car and see how that goes. That's how I'd kind of like things to be. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it all. It's just a lot of change of pace all at once. You know, I'm gonna have to leave the house near, probably at the latest 7:10, 7:15 a.m. to get there by 9 o'clock in the morning. Thank you, LA traffic. 30 miles or so one way. I think it's maybe 32 miles or so one way. And then if it's 9 to 5, I'm gonna be driving in traffic both ways completely, exactly in that rush hour traffic. They did mention work hours are 8 to 5 or 8:30 to 5:30, but this specific training is, and they did mention 2 weeks of training, but nobody's told me the hours of these trainings, and so I'm just kind of like, I'm exhausted just thinking about it, like just with the price and just the amount of energy it's going to take getting to and from, and there's probably going to be all these stupid icebreakers and team building and just the nonsense, but there's going to be paperwork and stuff and shadowing and all kinds of things. So I really don't know what I'm going to be up to, if I'm going to be driving around town out there, if I'm going to be driving other distances. If I'm going to be in a car with somebody, where we're going to be, if we're going to eat food on time. Like, you know how it is when you're with people. Sometimes they have a different schedule, and it's like some people don't eat lunch or they don't take lunch breaks. So if you're shadowing someone and they don't have like a good schedule, you might get stuck with someone who just doesn't know how to manage time or whatever. I mean, those are the things that are on my mind, that are like, I gotta just do what's right for me. Bring my own food, bring my own snacks, bring my own waters, bring my own stuff, and just make for sure I have all my own things, so I'm not stuck, you know, trying to go by someone else's pace. Especially because that does, you know, it can result in headaches, tension, you know, other issues. Like, I've got to be able to maintain this max for like 2 40-hour weeks of, I don't even know if I'm going to get paid on time for 2 weeks. And so, and I might still be having to come back home, get back to my area, and then it's a Vaughn's. 11 items, shop and pay, 41 minutes. I don't want to do this one. I'm gonna look at it. I hate shop and pays. I gotta. Okay. I'm looking at the shop and pay. What's on the list? It's like literally a whole bunch of groceries. I don't want to do this. For $15? It's 2.8 miles, but let me see. 3 electrolyte Mandarin electrolyte beverages, 2 bananas, Chobani flip Greek yogurt, another one, Safeway cookies, Belgian mini cream puffs, ready meal meatloaf and mashed potatoes, ready meal traditional chicken salad croissant sandwich, ready meal tuna salad croissant sandwich, 2 signature classic cafe potato salad. No, this is too much to deal with. I always forget how to cancel these. Report issue. I'm not interested in this order. someone else can do that order. All right. I don't like shop and pays because then you have to pay out of pocket for a whole lot of money too. That's gonna cost a lot. And they usually pay you back right away, like within the day. But I really don't know if they're gonna pay. I always have that fear that shop and pay isn't gonna pay you back right away, and that all that stuff is gonna cost a fortune. So I don't really know. So yeah, I'm not gonna do that order. It would have been for $15. If it was a delivery, I would have done it because they're just fast. But traffic is picking up. But yeah, I don't know, guys. All right, that's it for now. It's getting really hot in here. But I kind of needed the vitamin D as well, so it's getting really hot in here. I'm gonna just chill in the car for a couple more minutes, then head out. I didn't really, other than that one order, I didn't really get any options in over an hour. So I've noticed when I start at 11 and I'm at my hotspot by 11, I get a lot of orders back to back. But when I get to my hotspot around 12, for some reason I don't get a lot of orders. So I don't really know what that's all about, but it might be an algorithm thing. Because even when I'm online at 11, I'll still be getting orders past 12. But when I start later, you know, I went to Walmart first with my app still turned on, and I got here at like noon, and I didn't really get everything on time, so I don't really know. I don't really know what to say, but I've got some other stuff to try to get through today. No money for Uber Eats. Could have taken that $15 order, but I don't know. That is not what I'm trying to do. I don't really like shop and pay unless it's like one or two items. Because I hate shopping in the stores and I don't know where anything is. And in the specific Vons, my phone doesn't get good reception. That's the main reason why I always cancel those. But I like to look just in case. But when I scan the items, my phone doesn't work inside there and it doesn't work outside there. But I'm like a couple doors down and it works. There's like a couple dead zones in this parking lot, and right in the Vons and right outside of the Vons, like right outside on the sidewalk of Vons, my phone doesn't work, but it works in the parking lot of Vons. It just doesn't work on the property of Vons. And so I can't really even do the orders that come through Vons unless I like get everything in one area and then go outside in the parking lot and then confirm everything and then go back in. It's annoying. But yeah. Alright, guys. Alright, let me log off.